is Aviolana. My student number is C11 2021 02435. So today I'm gonna talk about pragmatics. What is pragmatics? Pragmatics is a subfield of linguistic concerned with speech acts. According from Austin, 1962, language is made up of speech acts. So speech acts are actions that bring about change in existing state of affairs. Speech acts not only has some classification but also have some types. According from Wang in May, written that Shirley has different type of speech acts, which has relation with allocutionary force. Meanwhile, speech acts can be standalone, but it also has relation with other part of sentence. So Shirley related it with allocutionary force. According to Shirley, as quoted by Cutting, there are two types of speech acts. There are direct speech acts and indirect speech acts, which will be explained. First, direct speech act is the expressions of speakers' utterances, which there is direct relationship between the form of structure of utterance and function of allocutionary act. This type of speech act has correlation with the classification of speech act itself, which has mentioned before. Second one, there is a indirect speech act. On the other hand, indirect speech act is the speaker's utterances of expressions, which the function of allocutionary act and the form of structure of expressions not directly related. Indirect speech act happens when declarative is not used as statement, interrogative is not used for question, and imperative is not used for command or request. Next, we're gonna talk about representative. So, representative is utterances which consist of words that show the speaker's belief to be the case. According to Shirley, a representative speech act commits the speakers to the truth of an expressed proposition. It represents the speaker's belief of something that can be evaluated to be true or false. For example, suppose a doctor writes, "The cat has pancreatitis." It will be reasonable to be inferred that the doctor writing the post diagnosed the cat with pancreatitis, but in many cases that is true. However, with so many posts where that inference would have been wrong. For example, the following sentence might say, "The cat was diagnosed by a previous vet but brought me due to new complications," or "The cat that was diagnosed with it 8 years ago as a kitten in the animal shelter." Consequently, we were very conservative in labeling sentences as a representative speech act, and a sentence presented as a fact wasn't considered to be speech act. A sentence was only labeled as a representative speech act if the writer explicitly expresses his belief.
So guys, my name is Aldo Luciano and my name is C11 2022 02470. I will explain about directive and commissive. So, directive is the act that someone to do what we said, and the examples like, "Can you give me the water?" and "Turn off the lamp," things like that. And commissive is the act a person takes to commit to something. The commissive words like, "I swear," "I will," and "I promise." The example is like, "I swear I will bought you some ice cream. And if you win the number one, I will give you a present. And the last is, I promise to repay the kindness of my parents. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Patrick Leviran Anandito and my college study number is 11.2022.02493 and I'm here to explain about expressive and declaration on pragmatics. First, what is expressive? Expressive is a sentence that aims to take an attitude. For example, when our friend got a new job, we congratulated him. Or when we want to apologize for having a mistake to someone. Therefore, someone will feel our expression when talking about it. And the next is a declaration. A declaration is changing the circumstances of a speech that must have conditions, such as example, when we want to give up because our friend always don't want to listen to us, or when we tell our boss about our friend can come to work because we are sick. Therefore, someone will also understand our purpose because we have declared what we mean.
Hi, my name is Jasin and I'll tell you about Grice maxim. What is maxim in pragmatics? Maxim are the rules to know whether the speaker can be cooperative or not while he contributes the information in conversation. And why is maxim is important? Because they pack a powerful insight into a very short space. First is maxim of quantity. Maxim of quantity is where one tries to be as informative as one possibly can and give as much information as is needed and no more. And here's the example. How do I get from here to the library? Oh, keep walking straight until you reach the intersection and then you turn right. How do I get from here to the library? Just keep walking. How do I get from here to the library? Keep walking straight ahead and you'll find the keyboard in that place. And then you found the intersection and just turn right. You'll find the big tree, very nice big tree. And the second, manner of quality. Manner of quality is where one tries to be truthful and does not give information that is false or that is not supported by evidence. Here's the example. Hey sweetie, I'm rich. Third is maxim of relation. Maxim of relation is one tries to be relevant and says things that are pertinent to the discussion. And here's the example. Where is my box of chocolate? Oh, it's on the table. Where is my box of chocolate? The children were in your room this morning. And the last one is maxim of manner. Maxim of manner is when one tries to be as clear, as brief, and as orderly as one can in what one says, and where one avoids obscurity and ambiguity. Yeah. And here's the example. Excuse me, do you know where the toilet is? Yes, I do. Excuse me, do you know where the toilet is? Oh, it's right there. You go left and you'll find it. And that is about 4 Grice maxim rules.
Hello, my name is Ania Hairunisa and my studio number is C11-2022-02490. I'm going to explain about politeness in pragmatics. What is politeness? politeness is indirect speech for politeness purposes. For example, is when we are offered to eat, we will refuse it, or we call that in bahasa as basa-basi. And when you stand up to greet your guests as they enter a room, and when you keep your elbows off the table during dinner, it called politeness. And when you speak impolitely in pragmatics, it will become fast-threatening actions. For example is, your grades are so good, and it will scare you because the language is impolitely. And how to avoid fast-threatening actions? There are 3 actions that can be used to avoid fast-threatening actions. First is power relation. For example is, when with lecture or when with boss, you can use power relation. Second is social distance. The further away from people, the more polite the language is used. Or close relationship. And the last is level of intellect. For example is, when we are asking for help to people, you can use level of intellect. That's all from my explanation. Thank you.